You're on the Jumbotron.
Oh my.
Legit. Well, hi guys. Thank you for coming to our panel for our YouTube channel that we upload sometimes. Once every month or so. when the copyright box. I'll start down the line here. If you'd like to introduce yourself, Mask One.
Yeah, hi, I'm Todd, sometimes in the shadows. Thank you for your applause. I literally cannot see any of you. Normally I can see out of this thing, but there's a light shining right in my face, so like combined, you're all just a bluff. And for all you know, there's just 5 people out there.
They've got like a laugh track.
Yeah. Oh, that's not funny, guys. Stop making fun.
My name's Brad Jones. I play the Cinema Snob. I do a vlog series called Midnight Screenings and an animated series called Lloyd. Thank you. And I do like 100 other stuff. One of them is like trying fast food and stuff. It takes a lot of talent for me to do that.
He's got an entourage. My name is Lindsay. I used to be the nostalgia chick. I now do loose canon, which is mostly oddly with super critics when it gets approved by copyright box. When I should be so lucky. And we also off and on do Booze Your Own Adventure, where we write YA novels. And this is my partner.
I'm Antonella. I also write fake YA novels with Lindsay. I was reviewing Tiger's Curse until I wrote it.
Oh, right, yeah, we also do Shea Apocalypse.
Yeah.
It is offline at the
Yeah.
moment
For related reasons.
We don't need to talk about that.
Yeah, we
We're all about the future here.
And yeah, so I'm co-creator / hive mind of Shea Apocalypse, and I've just been kind of rolling with this one for a long time. So.
I'm a nostalgia critic. I remember it so you don't have to. I do bum reviews, nostalgia critic, and demo reel, and some. What did we call the?
Top Quiz Hot Shot.
What else should I do? My alter ego is Dan Olson, aka Foldable Human. I make a series that is soon to be on BBC for critics called Holding Ideas, looking at largely nerd.
You're different in real life, Doug.
Yeah, turns out Doug's a real bummer in real life. Sorry for disappointing as a Doug.
Because like a lot of people were confused because I'm like, you're super original. It's like, Doug was never going to be here. He didn't agree to it, but the con was like, okay. And put him on the super original, like 3 months ago schedule. And it was like, oh.
And then half everybody gets up and
Anyway, so I guess we have free reign. I guess we could just, we'll just make this like a Q&A because we don't really have anything exceptional to promote or videos.
You can watch us, do thumb wars if that'll entertain you. But I think we should probably open up the questions.
Oh wow, there's a microphone. I didn't notice that.
That is not accessible. Someone.
Okay, well, you guys
It is accessible.
Oh, there's a.
Hi, my name is, my question is for Todd. When you meet other reviewers, do you mess with them, like not show your face and say, how do you introduce yourself? Do you like play prank with them?
Yes, I absolutely do that. Whenever I go to cons, I take off the mask, go around incognito. Sometimes outside of panels like these, I'll just like talk with other fans, like, who are you going to see? And they don't know it's me, and I'm like, Or sometimes I'll pretend I'm cosplaying as me. That's always fun.
2 years ago at New York Comic Con, someone was like, that's an interesting Todd cosplay, bro.
Yeah, and I was with you. They recognized you, and then they thought I was a cosplayer. So yeah, that was fun.
Sorry, I meant like when you meet other reviewers to do crossovers, like do you mess with them? Like, before they meet you, or do you like when you do a crossover, do you just?
Unfortunately, by the time I met everyone, they already knew me, so I didn't have a chance to really mess with them. So like most of them know me already, so I don't have a chance to mess with. I guess I can always mess with Matthew somehow. Don't brain. He's an easy one.
Also, I got a present for Brad.
Awesome. I like presents. Bye, guys.
And he was never seen again.
All right, Winter King. Holy shit.
Sorry, back to our citizens. Caligula the comic.
Is it an adaptation of the movie, or?
I hope so. It doesn't have someone getting a flower put in their ass.
I need to see Helen Mirren's tits live up in comics.
Believe it or not, actually, my next question is also for Brad. Have you tried any of the local New York stuff that Brad tried yet, or?
Well, yesterday we had a candy corn Hershey bar, which I ended up chopping up and just snorting. It seemed like the best idea at the time.
I was like, Dad, I bet you $1.
A dollar? Will I?
And then he didn't even make the pony up.
That was all for me.
My question's for Brad. My favorite review is the ones where you review Sean video stuff.
Yeah.
Any ones you couldn't do, either they weren't funny enough, or too notable, or you just couldn't find a copy?
No. No, because typically whenever I sit down to watch something to do a video on it, like I've already chosen it, like I've already got the artwork for it and everything like that, so there's no turning back then. I think that's usually what I send for the artwork first, like, well, no turning back now.
I guess I have a list for you. No, just kidding.
Go for it, man.
Hello, this isn't really a question, but I would like to thank Lindsay for last year at Comic-Con agreeing to take part in my student film, and
Alright.
people enjoyed it. They liked your cameo of the Robert Plant line, got some laughs. So yeah, and if anyone wants to check out my weird movie, it's called The Making of a Superhero Musical. You can find it on YouTube. Neil Gaiman's also in it. So yeah, if you like him.
It's a hard sell, bro.
Why'd you step up to the right?
I guess. Mostly I have a request for Brad, like, because I watch a lot of this stuff. For your stomp videos, I would like to see you do Wishmaster at some point.
I'll gladly watch Wishmaster sometime. Like, I don't know if I'll do a video on it, maybe. My favorite Wishmaster was the second one, where he's just screwing with people in prison. I don't know how the Wishmaster gets arrested, but I think he just let himself get arrested so he could just talk prisoners for 90 minutes.
The first one's got the piano wire kill.
Does it?
Yeah. That's legendary.
I've seen the first one.
The second one is a casino, right?
Does it?
I think so.
Those are stupid movies.
No, that's great. Like when they couldn't get Andrew Devoff for the third one and fourth one, so that they were just like, he just possesses somebody's body and stays in their body for the whole movie. So like the third one, he's the villain, is like Sean Connery's son. It's a very smooth Wishmaster in that movie.
I guess if you have another, when's like the next Lloyd coming out?
It should be December. I'm getting, I just got some test animation from it today, actually. Tentatively right now, it's looking like it'll come out sometime in December. Like, The release dates for each episodes will get shorter and shorter as they go on. Since we're at the beginning of the show right now, there are just kind of different backgrounds and different characters that have to be made for each episode. But once we start getting, the first season will be 6 episodes. But once we start getting to like, I say weeks if I'm animating. Actually, my role in this is easy. I just write it, record the voices, and send away. Once we start getting around like episode 4, 5, and 6, the release dates will get shorter for it. So expect a DVD in 3 years.
Didn't even realize it'd be a season. It's like divided into seasons.
Yeah, we're shooting for 6 episodes.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Okay, so this question might be a little better asked on the internet, but I thought, I'm here, why not ask it? So, you guys made a joke about your YouTube channel, like posting once every month. But, a lot of you used to post your videos on Clip, and they used to be posted early, and I was just wondering, going forward, where are you going to put up a lot of your videos?
What am I allowed to
The
say?
YouTube channel seems to be lagging behind a lot on even some videos that used to be up on Clip. And I'm sorry.
Okay, so the problem is that part of the problem is we don't even necessarily know how much of this we're supposed to.
Well, yeah, we would never actually have, I will tell you this, the thing is, whenever you're a partner with a network, you own your channel, and so what goes on your channel is at the discretion of the channel owner, like the Folding
Yeah, so the
Ideas
Folding
channel.
Ideas channel, like I just put up all of that and it's all mine and I own it.
But League of Super Critics is owned by Maker, meaning that we have to, if we want to upload to that channel, we have to abide by their ops, by Disney's standards, which is why it generally takes so long. At least in my case, because we started having to do copyright clearance in order. So that's why, like, if I, for instance, upload something to Twitter, now that Blip is gone, it'll be like Vimeo. So I'll upload something to Vimeo, and it'll take a good 2 weeks before you see it on YouTube, because I have to go through a process of like send it in, get it cleared, they send it back, cut out this, this, and this. I send it in, and it's very time consuming. But that's kind of what you have to do, like, because like it is getting harder and harder on YouTube to not get flagged. And because there was an incident, I think back in April, March, where it was like Doug did something. I don't know. It's some universal thing where the channel got flagged and we couldn't upload anymore. And then Maker kind of put the kibosh on just uploading whatever we want. But I know for everyone here who's not Brad, we will hopefully be able to have a replacement flip in the form of the Maker.tv player, where we will still kind of have like that domain where we don't have to go through the copyright clearance that would go for YouTube. But our stuff will be up on YouTube eventually. It's just a question of where. But that's the really boring truth. And I'm sorry, but that's why it's like so many complicated, yeah.
And if anyone has questions about copyright and fair use, I will gladly pour this entire room to sleep.
Yes. If you want to like have a nap, it's like listening to the ocean. Yeah.
Follow-up question for Todd. Is that YouTube channel that's popped up that's just called Con the Shadows, is that you or is that someone just reposting your videos?
Depends on which one you're talking about.
The one that recently did like a supercut of songs that end with a...
That's mine. That is definitely mine. Okay.
I was wondering, yeah.
Yeah, because there are plenty of people who upload my stuff anyway, who have and there's one who studiously adds Russian subtitles to it. So I have him to thank for all my Russian fans.
I only watch their videos in Russian.
It's like I think it's like actually just like insulting you in Russian. Like, yeah, like, look at this fucking idiot. He doesn't even know what he's talking about. Can you believe this guy?
Never really had this channel. Wow.
Dungeons and Dragons Red Box.
While we're on the subject of copyright, alright, in all seriousness, this is for everyone, but I suppose mostly Lindsay and Brad. I know that a lot of your coworkers, Doug Walker and Angry Joe especially, have had a ton of trouble with getting copyright ID. Like Doug has been attacked by the people from The Room and Happy Madison. and angry Joe's been attacked by countless angry video game developers. Have you guys had any major copyright trouble from butthurt people whose stuff you have reviewed and ripped to shreds? Like, have you ever been like threatened with lawsuits or like your livelihood some attack?
Our lives. We'll give you some cement shoes. You don't take that video there.
No, I play nice.
Yeah, mostly the people we review are too big to threaten us personally, like Tommy Wiseau, so. Yeah.
In the case of the room, that was very obviously Tommy Wiseau himself.
Yeah.
Like I literally, there was someone who talked a lot like him, like with his broken English, not really understanding what legal ground he had to stand on.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, it's just like, I don't think there's been a real instance of that happening. Actually, like there's a lot of C&Ds.
I got a lot of stuff from GainAct, so for End of Evangelion, but I mean, that's all just robots and lawyers. So.
Yeah, the most annoying thing with me recently was I did an episode on Egyptian Rocky Horror. It's a movie called Fangs from like 1981, and I had it on YouTube briefly, but whoever made this movie complained about it, and it got picked up pretty quick. And then I did an appeal on it, and that didn't work. And the funniest thing about it is this movie lifts music from like Clockwork Orange, and almost James Bond, and a bunch of different soundtracks, which clearly they didn't get the rights to use for Egyptian Rocky Horror. Oddly enough, no music from Rocky Horror Picture Show. And they're mad at me for using clips of it.
Brad, that would have been too obvious.
A note,
Right, yeah.
a note on fair use, which everyone, like everyone needs to understand that fair use is not a right.
It's a defense.
It's a defense, meaning that you don't have the right to say whatever you want just because the defense is fair use. It's just a defense. So right off the bat. Also, YouTube is a privately owned company, and they can say like, no, I don't care if it is fair use. We're not posting it. So
they can roll dice and just delete videos at random, and they are allowed to do that.
And I think they do.
It was gonna make you in the car.
Oh, that was our midnight screening review for The Man from U.N.C.L.E. We got a strike from Warner Brothers, and I wrote back and said, well, I had a contact with somebody at Warner Brothers, so I emailed. It is literally just me and another person sitting in a car talking. It seemed like it was some overzealous person just looking through and just saw midnight screenings Man from U.N.C.L.E. and probably thought it was just the movie. And it got taken down strike, so I wrote, was like, it is literally just the two of us sitting in a car. Like, you can see more episodes of this series on there. And the guy was really nice, and like that, the video got turned back on. And then, YouTube wanted just blanket written consent for that whole series. So, and they told me in exact legal terms to say it. The exact legal terms was something like, I, Brad Jones, give myself permission to film us sitting in our own car, talking about movies with no clips. It's shocking, but that works.
But do you think that you guys don't get copyright trouble that often because you're relatively famous and big?
No.
No. Like, do you think?
I know in my case it's because you make your own super critic.
Well, in my case too, like it's more like, is somebody gonna complain about E.T. the porno clips? Dude, man.
I don't know, like sometimes, you know, the B movies you get, like, they don't have like giant armies of lawyers who,
That'd be something.
yeah.
I represent Sasquatch from the geek.
But at the same time, these are like tiny things that are really important to one person. So he probably knows every single thing anyone's ever done with their movie.
Yeah.
So they might be more interested.
Thank you. We should keep it moving. Sorry. Thank you.
Oshi.
Hi, Brad.
Hi.
Yeah, I've been a huge fan of yours since 2010.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I have to have like a Blu-ray of Caligula. That's one of my favorite movie of all time.
Oh, fuck yeah. It's my favorite movie.
And be honest, my favorite review you ever did was E.T. the Porno.
It's a classic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's all, man, isn't that something?
Yeah, it's both hilarious and horrifying.
Huh?
It's both hilarious and horrifying at the same time.
Man, I got recognized for doing that video from an 8-year-old at a convention. Oh man, it's one of the first cons I went to. All of a sudden, someone's tugging at my back. It's this 8-year-old kid, and he's like, "Oh man, I love you talking about E.T. the porno." And I'm like, "Thanks, man." In my head, I'm like, "Dude."
I do have one question. Like, one thing that I always remember about your Cinema Snob show is the Greatest American Hero, which is like the theme song, but now that song is gone. Does that have to do with copyright violations or anything?
I never got asked to stop using it, but I clearly can't. So like, that was, when I first started the show on YouTube, years and years ago, yeah, I used that as the theme. And then being on Blip, and then when we signed contracts with Blip like that, I was like, yeah, it's time to retire this theme song that I do not own. And I still, like, it's like every video is like, why don't you use the theme of Greatest American Hero anymore? And I'm like, we'll get you the rights to it. There was one time when Scooty did a video, and he used that. He used that song. So this was a few years back, and so YouTube wanted him to get written permission from me to use the theme of Greatest American Hero. For all I know, maybe I do own this.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you very much, Brad. Keep
Thank
up the
you.
great work.
Thank you very much.
And tell Lloyd I said hi.
Absolutely.
Hi. First of all, I just want to thank you guys for coming out and doing this panel. It is so awesome.
Thank you.
My question is aimed towards Lindsay. I know I'm really enjoying Loose Cannon, but I'm wondering, are you ever going to be doing more like straight reviews of individual projects?
For now, I do those in written form. Sorry. I started writing for like the Mary Sue and Score.com and
FC.
IFC, right. So it's like, because that's sort of like my dual strategy. I don't know, I like doing video essays on themes, but not straight reviews of like one thing. If I do that, it's going to be a written review.
Although you really have to check out her review of Minotaur with Tom Hardy.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the movie is terrible, but her
It's
review
like
is
my
great.
opus of last.
She made me watch it, and then she made me stop watching it. She didn't want to watch any more of it. I was ready to see it to the end, and she made me stop.
Yeah. So yeah, I just have like in 2006, Tom Hardy made a movie called Minotaur.
You should all watch it.
You should watch it. It's the worst. But I have a review of that up on the Mary Sue. It was a lot of fun.
Okay.
But thank you.
And I just wanted to thank Brad for validating my feelings on Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. The movie is awful, but the soundtrack is great.
The soundtrack's amazing, man. If you want Steve Martin singing Maxwell Silver Hammer, there you go. Your dreams have come true.
There's like maybe 2 good songs on that soundtrack. The rest are awful.
I like Come Together. I like Aerosmith's version of Come Together.
Yeah, that one does.
Yeah, I know. That's the one. That's the one that still gets a radio play.
Yeah.
And Keith Dad.
How you doing? Great to see you guys. Been a long time fan of all your.
Thank you.
As a matter of fact, I teach argumentation and debate.
Sweet.
And I use Todd's review for Kelly Clarkson in my class.
Wait, the Stronger?
Stronger.
Oh,
And
why?
Because, allow me to explain. Because, well, first off, because I know it gets tremendous rise out of all the girls in my class. And that's where my question's going. First off, it's a really good argument. And I use it to point out that you can create a very good argument, even for something that's not like a really deep, philosophical idea. But if you do your homework, you can still put an argument. My question is this. Based on that, do you guys have a certain review or something that people get really upset about? Or that,
Yes, and yes.
And you going into it were like, I could not believe that people would feel so strongly about X, whatever that review may be.
We were doing that charity stream a couple years ago.
Oh,
yeah.
This, I'm kidding, I think I don't know, she might be embarrassed by this, but this girl calls in and she starts like tearing into me about whatever it was I said about the Little Mermaid. And I'm like, on the life of me, I don't even remember what I said. This is like in 2011, like, I was like something about like her character arc not being very good because she wants a thing and then she gets it, she doesn't know how to change. And I think that was like the basic thrust of it. And this girl kind of kept pushing it and was like, what do you have to say for yourself? And I'm like, I don't know you.
They're like, oh, this is gonna be good.
The sad thing was she was clearly a huge fan, and she was apologizing the entire time, but she wouldn't stop talking about it.
And I was like, I don't know how to feel about this. This is like, well, I don't want to be mean, but I don't, like, what I have to say is I don't remember what I said.
All right, well, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Please
But,
keep
yeah.
up the work. And the other quick thing I want to say is, do you feel now that there seems to be a growing trend towards validation of what you do? I mean, looking at looking at the interview like what PewDiePie did last week with Colbert.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
What?
Yeah, real talk. He was interviewed.
I've actually got a lot of opinions about the current state of sort of web media and how it's interacting with traditional broadcast forms. And we're seeing things like Rachel Bloom went from being basically making videos for Cracked, now she's on broadcast TV. Adam Ruins Everything went from Funny or Die, and now it's on broadcast. So I think we are starting to see the talent pool of web media being viewed for sort of more prestige media. But it's definitely a slow process. I wouldn't say we're seeing more immediate validation, but I think in the long term we are seeing a blending.
Thank you, guys.
Well, I mean, at the same time, let's be real, Rachel Bloom and like Funny or Die, they have actual budgets.
Yeah.
That's not us. That's
Hey, so my questions were just kind of blanket whole panel. It would be, what's the worst thing you've ever reviewed? And I guess in the case of Brad, the best thing.
Free master.
Freddie got fingered. Although that is probably one of the ones I'm most proud of. It's ironic because like I see that fucking hot dog everywhere. And people are like, aren't you? Oh man, if only you were like, no. That's one of the few reviews I actually liked that I did. And it kind of bums me out that people don't know the source material. Like, we worked really hard on that. Like,
That's one of those ones where it was both the most horrible to prep for in watching it, but also the most fun to think of ways of expressing our horror. How do we visually show what it's like to watch this movie? And there's just like, how many ways can we hit ourselves with sausages? I remember that night in your apartment with like the mayo being like, okay, like, is it slow-mo ready? Let's go.
I'm surprised that one, like a hot dog, got me getting hit in the face with mayonnaise.
And then I'm just remembering how we artistically spread mayo and sausages in that hotel room.
yeah, we were
So sorry,
filming to Moldy Flea. Were we filming to Moldy Flea or?
Yeah, that was the last one. No, it was the middle one. Was it the middle one?
Or was it at a con?
No, it was one of Doug's.
Okay, well, Kyle wasn't at suburban night, so.
So it would have been the third one.
Yeah.
Alright. Glad we settled that.
Okay,
We're like, okay, so what was your worst?
Mine's Nuki. Oh, best? My favorite movie is Caligula, so I guess that's
Mine is like my 6th episode. Something called Wiggle. No, that was the recent one. That's pretty recent. Something called Breakup by Mario. I was at a bar about a year ago, and they played Breakup by Mario. I was like, God, I haven't heard this in 5 years. It's still awful. And then like 10 minutes later, they played it again.
It's coming back, dude.
Am I in an ironic hell somehow?
Wiggle's pretty bad, though.
Wiggle's pretty good.
Yeah, Wiggles is up there. It's the only one that's ever come close, I think.
Hello.
Hi,
Yeah, so this is a question for Todd. When choosing your one-hit wonders, I was wondering like what process goes into it, like, and if you're ever going to do Macarena.
And what?
Macarena.
Macarena.
What?
The Macarena.
Okay. First let me answer Macarena. One, I really should. But two, I don't speak Spanish. And that is kind of a barrier. I mean, I took 3 years of high school Spanish, so I can translate it badly.
Google Translate.
Yeah.
It helps me with Egyptian Rocky Horror.
And that's been kind of an impediment for me, because I do want to do some of the foreign language ones, like Rock Me Amadeus, or 99 Red Balloons, 99 Luftballons. But, you know, it's...
I took 3 years of German, too.
I think 99 Luftballons doesn't count because both versions charted.
Yeah, but I do the whole career, and most of it's in German. Like, yeah, and most of Los Doritos stuff is in Spanish, and most of Falco's stuff is in German, or whatever they speak in Austria. German? Yeah.
They speak Austrian.
Oh, right, Austrian. What was the first question? Oh, how do I pick the one-hit wonders? How do I pick? Mostly, I just try and pick something from a genre that I haven't gotten to very often yet. I just try to mix it up. And sometimes if I do research and I find one that's just kind of mostly I pick them for the failed follow-ups, because I'm always hoping to find something hilarious, like, oh man, I can tell you why this didn't get a second hit. And I can get things like Dance the Kung Fu, or Santa Bring Me a Man This Christmas, from the Weather Girls Did It's Raining Men.
And just one last part is, every time you're playing a video game, I notice you're always playing the same game, I think. Arkham City, I believe. Is that like I'm gaming on?
Oh, that's not true. I do play other video games on there. It's just, when I moved to New York, I didn't have a lot of my video games left. I had that one, and then later I got Arkham Origins. So it's just whatever video game I'm playing at the time. And those are long games, so. All right.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Good next.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. This is a question for Todd. What was the worst song you ever reviewed?
I just answered that.
How about the second worst?
I answered that.
Let me guess. Is it Cake? All right.
So what? Third worst.
Cake.
Oh God, birthday cake. Oh, I was a huge Rihanna fan until about 2011, and then
Before or after Battleship?
You're the one.
We have some feelings about that.
We have so many feelings about Battleship. You don't even know.
10,000-word treatise on the politics of Battleship.
I had a chicken burrito for dinner last night.
Todd, how do you like the battle wars, like those rap wars? Will you ever do a reaction video to any of them?
Oh, is that for me?
Yeah.
Reaction to what?
The epic rap battles of history. Will you ever do a reaction video to any of them?
I believe that might be a conflict of interest.
What? Reaction to what?
Epic rap battles of history. But that would be a conflict of interest because
they're also owned by Disney. I couldn't. And I guess epic rap battles are okay. I saw a political writer I like out of nowhere on Twitter. I follow him for politics, and I'm not gonna say what, but then he just started going off like, I hate epic rap battles. Like every time one of those gets made, another MC dies in the crib. Like, man. And I was like, and I felt really bad because I was like, I guess he's kind of right. And I just felt bad as a critic because I never had a problem with him. I guess I don't now. I feel like I failed somehow.
Yeah, that's not tough for me.
Yeah.
Also, Lindsay, Todd, nice to see you up in person again. I'm not sure if you remember me. I was at your after party like in 2012. I'm not sure you guys remember me.
Which one is that? Is that the one at Times Square? Or?
Is that Times Square?
Yeah.
Behind us?
Okay. I was actually cosplaying as America.
America?
From Natalia.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I think I remember you actually, yeah. I was very drunk that night.
Oh, it's the one where I thought you were cosplaying as Slender Man. I don't know.
We need to keep it moving.
Nice to see you two again.
Hey guys, thanks for showing up. So, hope you guys are enjoying the con. My question's for Brad. What are your thoughts on McDonald's all-day breakfast menu?
God, it's real. I kind of feel sorry for the people who work at McDonald's now. Like, great, now we just doubled our menu. Like, I got more stuff to memorize. Like, I had it worked out to where I only work during lunch because I don't like making breakfast now. All that's
No, not just that. I was talking to my McDonald's. They actually had to like refit the interior because the breakfast is cooked on a grill at a different temperature than burgers. So they have to redo the kitchen too.
It's sad that he loves that.
as long as I get my good rib this year, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm usually only in the mood for McDonald's breakfast, like when I'm on a road trip or something.
I swear it's gonna like mess with the quality of McMuffin.
Yeah.
It makes it much easier to do like the secret menu stuff, like the 1035, where you put like egg McMuffin stuff on a double cheeseburger. That's what you want to do.
And did you ever get your revenge on that Taco Bell that really screwed you over at the drive-thru?
No, like that was, I did this Taco Bell breakfast part 2 thing a couple weeks ago and they got the order wrong. And in my head, I didn't realize this till I was on camera doing the video either. So I noticed that like a couple of things were wrong or just missing. So I was slightly annoyed because it was the morning and I'm not a morning person. But in my head, I was like, oh no, I got material to work with other than like, this is what this tastes like. So I went off on this like Joe Pesci, they fuck you at the drive-thru. And then I was also thinking like, well, I'm gonna get an extra video out of this. Like going back and getting things that they messed up. Like, so yeah, like they messed my order. They messed my order up, but I didn't get revenge because I got an extra video out of it.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
First off, I grade on a scale. I mean, Battleship is horrible, but compared to the Transformers movies, they're good.
That's not what I said.
Well, you think about it, when you compare it to To Catch a Yeti, it's a masterpiece.
It's interesting.
Seriously, I actually got inspired to do my little web series and such. Doing pro wrestling and everything else like that. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Speaking of pro wrestling, Todd, how does it feel that you have like a couple of pro wrestlers who are, I think, currently the NXT Tag Team Champions? The Vol Villains actually following like your stuff.
Yeah, that's weird. Like, yeah, they were like, I haven't watched wrestling since 1999. I absolutely would. Again, explain to me what it's like watching soap operas. I've already missed so much. I'd be lost. It's so hard to understand what's going on. So, but yeah, it is weird. Like I'm a loser. They're famous wrestlers. I feel.
I'm still next people. Why didn't they not follow me?
Say what?
Give it some time. Give it some time.
Yeah.
Play it cool. Just play it cool.
Yeah.
Don't do the passive aggressive why don't you like me thing. Just don't do that.
I'm just basically what normal people do. Just copy what Todd does and hopefully they'll follow.
Start reviewing top 40.
Thank you.
Yeah. Start reviewing songs by wrestlers. There's a ton of
Songs by wrestlers. Wrestler songs reviews.
Yeah.
Wrestler song reviews.
Review Macho Man.
That's like one of my main shows.
Well, I was going to start a show called The Airport Critic. I just review airports. because I spend so many times in them.
Jurassic Park, I would watch that.
I saw a reviewer who only reviewed like.
First of all, it's great to see you guys here. You guys are an inspiration to me. And Lindsay, I saw you coming down the escalator. I'm like, oh, that looks like a nostalgia. Holy shit, that is the nostalgia chick. I'm like, don't come with me. And then I hear you guys are in this DP room. I wanted to know, what was it like working with Doug Walker and James Wells? Like,
I'm
when you did that. Nice to meet you.
It's great to be here. I'm wonderful to work with. No one has ever said a single bad thing about me or working with me.
You're very good at scheduling.
I am very good at scheduling. I return phone calls in a timely manner. We come up with plans, execute them with clarity and vision that is unrivaled in the industry, which is why we were able to turn over the website so quickly and so many times, and just keep that iteration, keep it modern, keep it snappy, keep it responsive. It's why our comment section is unparalleled. Collaboration quality, yeah. You know, and it's why To Boldly Flee was snubbed for us.
Wow, they're very specific at the academy. Also, Lindsay, are you planning? I heard you were after your loose cannon at King Kong that you do like maybe do Godzilla. I'm a huge kaiju
Well,
fan.
no, I mean, one of these days, I think. I mean, like, obviously, I kind of feel like if I put Godzilla on a vote, Godzilla's gonna win. It's just like, I think I would need a lot of time for that one, because there's a lot of Godzilla movies, and there's certain things that are like,
At the same time, Godzilla's kind of an odd one for loose cannon because Godzilla is more like Godzilla's role within the narrative is so.
no, I mean, I do think
There is far more variation on Godzilla than you realize.
No, but I think it's just like whenever you look at like Japan's relationship to nuclear energy and see how that kind of changes over like in the 60s where maybe nuclear is not so bad. Hey, maybe we can he's our friend now. It's sort of like it does kind of follow this interesting parallel. So there's something to be said. It would have to be a month where I have a lot of free time because that's a lot of Godzilla movies I'd have to mow through. But probably, I'm gonna give you a probably, but not till next year.
And Brett, I'd agree with you in your Nightmare 2 review. Like honestly, who couldn't love Brady?
Brady's the best.
Especially when he has his mouth full while eating.
Yeah, I'd have a sleepover at Brady's house.
I know.
All right. Gotta keep it moving.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's great to meet you guys.
Hi, Todd.
Hi.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question now. So a lot of pop critics across the internet, like Single Street Fox, Billboard, whatever, have been praising the new Carly Rae Jepsen album. So I was wondering what your opinion on that was. Did you listen to it?
It's so good. I didn't get a chance to say this in the Carly Rae Jepsen review. I actually listened to her album, her first album, and except for Call Me Maybe, which still does nothing for me, I really liked it. I loved it. I'm a huge fan. And they are absolutely correct about Carly Rae Jepsen's new album as well. Except for the lead single I wasn't a huge fan of. I really like you with the Tom Hanks video. But
I really like the vine that one lady did with the cat.
yeah. And while the cat's just sitting there, cat's doesn't care. But yes, it's so good. I love it. I love her.
I'm really happy to give the answer. I completely agree. So, and my other question is, what else have you been listening to aside from Carly Rae?
I've never been a huge Janet Jackson fan except for like the past 2 weeks. So, and let me see, what else have I been listening to lately?
Rihanna?
No,
Maroon 5?
that's not funny.
Shepherd.
What?
Panic at the Disco.
Stop, you stop.
All right.
All right, thank you.
plural of Deadpool is Deadpool, by
We
the way.
decided that the plural of Deadpool is Deadpool, and a group of Deadpool is called a chimichanga. So there was a chimichanga of Deadpool over by the escalators.
I just was wondering, well, Lindsay, I've been watching you since I was like 11, since been like 7 years or something, so it's a long time. And I was wondering, I love the Loose Cannon series, and I do miss Nostalgia Chicks, but I understand why you left it, but I was wondering if you were ever going to look at, ever do any more things with music, like musical reviews, or anything?
I want to, I just don't, like, I worry about, like, doing things that are, like, one-offs or not in the wheelhouse, because I worry about momentum and stuff like that.
Well, you could do a Loose Cannon about Phantom.
Oh, well, I am.
Yeah.
That's the next one. Yeah. Oh my god, yeah, that's like, follow me, because like I announced the next one's on Twitter, and I was honestly surprised. Let's just put there like Phantom truthers in my notifications, because it was Quasimodo, Frankenstein, and Phantom was the vote, and I hadn't even looked at it in like a week, because Frankenstein was leading by like 20, 30 votes pretty consistently. And I had time to close it, and I look at it, and Phantom was in the lead by 1 vote. And I was like, done! And so, because I have literally like tens of thousands of words just over the years of Phantom notes from all the movies that I've watched.
Love Never Dies.
We've been talking about Love Never Dies.
We've been talking about it a lot.
It's touring in America. It's coming to America in 2017.
No, we're actually probably gonna, we haven't seen the show in forever, so probably gonna see it this month. But yeah, actually that one's gonna be a 2-parter because there's a lot, I have a lot of feelings about Phantom. And I reread the book and I'm like, you understand my pain.
I've known Lindsay for a long time. I think about 70% of our conversations have involved the Phantom of the Opera in some way.
You know how we know each other? Yeah, this is or how we met was on fanfiction.net in 2001 in the Phantom of the Opera forums. This is true. That's also where we met Lisa. Yeah, so that's, and then we were 2 years later, we became roommates at NYU. So don't ever let anyone tell you that your internet friends can't be like your real friends. Yeah, that's bullshit. Thank you.
Hello, I've been recently watching all your videos. Always put a smile on my face. Watch your review, thank you for that. And for similar stuff, Fred, will you be planning to do a Sharknado 2 review?
Do it!
Sharknado 2?
Yeah, easy money.
Right?
Yeah. Nothing Sharknado 2. My buddy Ryan did a lot of work on that movie. I actually had to stop and think if I already did do Sharknado 2, but I was like, oh wait, yeah, we did a midnight screenings and did the midnight screening on the rip tracks for it. But yeah, Doug and I are planning a crossover next week. Not on Sharknado 2, but we have talked about that. So there'll be something Sharknado 2 in the future.
And one last thing, long live Kick-Ass, yeah, so.
Oh no. I mean, yeah. Such good memories. Just so you know, we've only got a few minutes left, so I'm gonna sorry, since you guys are at the end, I'm gonna be
quick.
Yeah.
All right.
I just have one question. Sorry, Lindsay, but nostalgia critic or nostalgia chick, guys?
What?
Do you prefer this? I hate to be
Nostalgia chick.
Do you prefer you or him?
Any of you guys, do you prefer, sorry, Lindsay, nostalgia chick or nostalgia critic?
No one answered that. Next.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part of Love Never Dies?
Oh, shit. Okay, yeah. I think you gotta go Beneath the Moonless Sky. Although whenever he first shows up in his Etsy coat, this hot topic, because there's a song, because I'm gonna assume most of you haven't seen Love Never Dies, but there's a song where Phantom shows up and Christine's faints, and then they start singing this song about how they did it. did it? Oh man, it was great. And like the lyrics are like, and I touched you, and I felt you, and it's just oh my god. No, but then there was the one with the roller coaster. No. My favorite part is just like the fact that Raul is written as a total alcoholic, just like every fucking fanfic. Oh wait, but then the one where he's like at the bar and like turns around and is like, it was the Felsingborgian freaks the whole time. And then you sort of be like, Raul, I think you've had enough. You're taking random now. It would be real easy to gaslight you right now, Raul. Oh my god, that show is the best, worst thing.
So it's true that it takes place in Coney Island. Yeah. So that's my favorite part, is that you have taken the grandeur of Paris and traded it for a dockside amusement park. Seems to me.
Yeah. It does make it really amusing to ride that train to Coney Island.
Yeah.
With that soundtrack playing.
Thank you.
Hi there, taking up all your work. This is a quick question for all of you. Least favorite movie / show / song of this year?
Mad Max.
Oh, besides that. Oh, okay.
Well,
Trainwreck.
oh yeah, so aside from Mad Max, Trainwreck, I really like Trainwreck. Least favorite was Jurassic World.
Other than Mad Max, The Gift, least favorite, War Room.
Mad Max, obviously. Least favorite is either Jurassic World or Fantastic Four. Although that was a little too in-depth for me to be really angry at. Definitely the worst movie, but I think I probably hate Jurassic World.
Do yourself a double feature, War Room and Old Fashioned.
No. My favorite song of this year is the new Macklemore song, Downtown. Oh, it's so good.
I've just been like falling in love with Rick and Morty and Gravity. Like, if you haven't watched Rick and Morty, like I'm gonna tell you, it gets gory. There's some really crude jokes. There's some really uncomfortable jokes. But there's no better show that explores the existential horror of one's own existence.
We all died. Get in the car.
Come watch TV with us, Summer.
Wait till season 3.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I've been following all of you for years, and it's an honor to meet you all. What I wanted to ask is, it's kind of a solid question. Do you think it's a little harder to become a critic now than maybe 5 years ago when maybe Channel Austin was?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's much harder.
Yeah. I think because it's just like, it's really, really kind of
Saturated.
Yeah, and then just like you need something like even like when Red Letter Media started blowing up, it was way oversaturated, and they only kind of like poked their head above like the rabble by having like a really unique gimmick. And I guess that's sort of the thing is like you can't just sit in front of a camera and talk.
Yeah,
kind of
like
need a
quality,
gimmick.
like the baseline of quality, like like just at a raw technological level, things have improved so dramatically in just the last 5 years in terms of access and upload speed and so on, that like you can't, you need to actually like the room that you're in and stuff like that. So like the bar has definitely gone.
Yeah, you can't just sit on your bed with the wall behind you and like your webcam like that just doesn't fly anymore unless you're red.
I started doing that like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I moved to a car.
It's vintage.
Yeah, my early stuff was so in-depth, and if I tried to do that nowadays, I wouldn't be here in front of you fine people, that's sure. I could start with this.
Be home talking about a movie in front of my wall.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. And just quickly, if I can ask, did you ever do that analyst review, or is that never written?
No, I wrote it and I recorded it and then I wrote it again and I recorded it again and I hated it and I was like, no. I know, like I was like really into it, but whenever I actually recorded it, I was like, I hate this, and I don't want my last thing that goes up as nostalgia to be something I hate. So
What
that's.
do you think? If you can say really quickly.
It was funny. Like, I mean, like, I really, I understood why people like the books. And I was like, even as an adult, I was reading, like, this is actually kind of cool. This is actually kind of deep. Like, oh, wow, this is, like, kind of hardcore, pretty, for children's books. But then, like, the body horror. Yeah, the body horror. And but then, like, the TV shows were lazy and I didn't give a shit. But it was really funny. Thank you.
Shadows?
Mm-hmm.
Will you take off your mask?
No.
All right, then, what's your
I just have a question. So I've been watching you for 4 years, and it's saying a lot because of video. But I just wanted to ask, is there any review that you want to take back because you want to change your opinion on it?
Oh, tons. I get it.
All of them.
There's some midnight screenings, yeah. Because I mean, the gimmick of that show is that it's kind of just your first reaction coming right out of the theater, going into the car and talking about it. And there are some, I mean, I'm sure anyone here can say, like, yeah, you know, once I thought about that for a while, like, yeah, that really had some issues. So I can think of a few that I did where I was like, where I sat there afterwards and was like, I probably should have mentioned this, that, this other thing. Gosh, off the top of my head, like that new Godzilla movie that came out. We were so into like the climax of that movie that when we were in the car, we were like, yeah, the climax was like really good, stuff happened. And then we think about it the next day, like, wow, what about all those scenes where shit didn't happen?
I gotta go to Dune.
Hi, you guys. I'm your bloggers, and I have a question. Lindsay, where's Chesney, and where does the name Chesney Pockers come from?
Well, Chez is a French word for house. And it's sort of like just like a restaurant would be like, you know, Chez name. And that was just sort of a joke that we came up with whenever we were in college and living together. And there was like two friends and Antonella who was there all the time. And we sort of had this like
And I always joke that if I ever actually moved in, the apocalypse would happen. Like,
it was really just a bad scene. Whenever that name just kind of carried over, and we were like, yeah, this sounds good. It doesn't really make any sense, but at least people will remember it.
I'm also from the German Paris, and can I get with you guys to Paris?
Well, we're doing a signing later, which I'm going to plug right now, at 2:45 at table 24. So then, yes. But we actually have 1 minute left, so we have to.
This is a question.
Okay, this is a question for Todd. Now, I'm actually new to your kind of new to your video, so I don't know if you already reviewed this, but what are your thoughts on the song "Selfie"?
That's in there. It was my #2 worst song of the year. I saw one person comment on a different site that says that, say what you want about Hitler, he just makes selfie.
Alright, I think we can get one more.
Thank you. Brad, love your work.
Thank you.
Just want to ask, the ending to Beware Children at Play, the thought process that went through the entire your mind when you saw that happen. Because
When I did an episode on that, it wasn't the first time I saw the movie. I saw the movie like maybe like 15 years ago for the first time. And for the first like 3/4 of it, I was sitting there like, man, this is shit. And my girlfriend at the time was there too, and she had fallen asleep on the couch. And then that ending happens. If you haven't seen the movie, it ends with all the children getting just horribly slaughtered out of nowhere. It's like pitchforks in the neck, heads blown off. This happens, and I'm like, whoa, what? This is suddenly worth it. I think wake up, kids are dying. It's like, you woke me up to this? I'm like, yes. That relationship didn't last very long.
I think that's a good, well, okay, quick.
All right, this is an old panel question. Is there a chance you guys are going to do a Ford crossover movie like Suburban Nights?
No. Good night.